Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is Saturday morning, so you know it's time for another live edition of The Extra Point. Bill Coulter in the house. Tasha T. Sizzle in the house, coming from the Diara. And coming from McKinney's own Michigan Michael Ha. So we have a jam-packed, football-heavy, intense show for you today, so we will get right to it. Ladies and gentlemen, the conference champions have been crowned. The 12-team playoff format has been released. The bracket has been released last Sunday, and we're going to preview each of the first-round games, some juicy matchups, some intriguing storylines, so that we're going to get you all set for next Friday's action that starts in South Bend, Indiana. But before we do that, I want to go back and talk about a team that didn't make the playoffs. Now, for those of you who follow the show, a few weeks ago, I asked Mike and I asked Tasha, which one of these teams that's currently in the bracket do you think will not be there when the final poll is released? Both of them unequivocally said Alabama. Lo and behold, ESPN does their show and they put it to the last spot, and I'm waiting to see what logo is going to go up there, and the SMU pony jumps up on the screen. Mike, we're going to start with you because I think that made your day. Mike, you better lead off. How surprised were you / happy were you to see that the Crimson Tide were left out of this year's tournament?
I wasn't surprised, and I was extremely happy. Ken, Tasha made a great point throughout the whole season of saying, like, they're going to try to find a way to get Bama in. And sure enough, like, every week is like, wait, how do they have them still at, 10 or 11? I'm like, what the hell is going on? They just scored 3 points against Oklahoma when they were supposed to be favored by 21 points. Same thing Ohio State did and then lost to Michigan. It's like, but they dropped 6 and then so I was like, man, come on. So I was surprised when they actually made the quote right decision based on their logic, because that usually doesn't happen.
Right. Now, Tasha, we were born and raised you weren't born there, but we were raised in SEC country. And, we've seen a lot of chatter on social media from Alabama fans, Mississippi fans, Tennessee fans coming to rally around Alabama and the SEC in general for their omission, putting SMU in over a blue blood like Alabama. Tasha, do the Alabama fans have a legitimate gripe with the whole strength of schedule deal?
I said that last week. It's always going to come down to strength of schedule. At least that's how it's always been. But I'm going to give us a little history lesson. And this is no slight to anyone. Alabama is the best college football program ever. I'm just going to put that out there. Yeah, Michigan has, 1,011 victories. Alabama is second with 974, something around 970 something. Modern time, Michigan only has 3 national championships. And the first one was 48, 49. Nick Saban has 6 alone at Bama, 7 total. And during that time span of all the history, Alabama has been more relevant than Michigan or any other program, just period. Now, of course, we're going to defend, the maize and blue, as Mike and I, mostly Mike, do every
He's our flag planter.
Every state fair, we're going to defend that. But that is the reason why they constantly want Bama in. It's because of the relevancy and the style of play and the product that they're putting out there.
I'm glad you used the word product. Keep going. I'll follow up on that when you finish.
I'm not going to necessarily say I'm glad they're out, because I think Bama always makes it a little more watchable, but they didn't deserve to be in. No team, unless you won your conference like Clemson with 3 losses, deserves to be in, period. I don't care who you played. They don't deserve to be in. And Clemson doesn't even need to be ranked that high. Once you get in, okay, you get the banner as being the champion of your conference. They need to reseed it, because there's no way SMU, which I really think SMU had a good season. I didn't really watch a lot of them. I'm surprised, and I think I put that in the group, how all the top 4 seeds at one point were new to their conference. Mm-hmm. These were not people that were stalwarts or original members of these conferences. the fact that you have teams that I think are better than Clemson ranked below. Why does Clemson get a pass just because they won their conference championship? Well, they should have played like this the whole season.
Two things that you said that I want to highlight. One, I am one of the people that you're talking about that wanted Alabama in for aesthetic reasons. I would rather see Alabama play than Boise State or SMU, even as good as SMU has been this year. I would rather see Alabama in the tournament. It's almost the liking to the NCAA tournament, where the first couple of weekends, we love to see the big teams go down. We love to see the Cinderella team knock off the 1 seed, the 15 seed knock off the 2, until we get to the Elite 8. And we got Mercer playing.
And our brackets are all busted to hell.
Right. And I'm like, this ain't the matchup I signed up for. Where are the big dogs? So I'm guilty of that. But to you and Mike's point, I think the SEC, with all of their, and I'm going to use the word groveling because they have been really whiny the last 7 days on social media.
Mm-hmm.
The strength of schedule debate goes out of the window when you lose to Vanderbilt and when you get blown out by Oklahoma, to Mike's point. They are nowhere near this bracket that we're about to post up on the screen. So if your 3 losses were to Texas, Georgia, and Tennessee, that's a different argument. But Vanderbilt, even if Vanderbilt has had a renaissance year this year, they're Vanderbilt. Stop.
I mean, yeah, Vanderbilt really didn't look as garbage as usual, but Oklahoma, dude.
Oh, come on, y'all. Come on, man. Like Oklahoma was a
really bad loss.
That was a horrible loss. And you said that, Mike, that was it.
That's what got him out. That's what kicked him out, was that OU loss.
Yes. So while I'm happy that Ward Manuel reneged on his word of not dropping an idle team, SMU, I think SMU was on the ropes, literally and figuratively, until they make that comeback to make it a game at the end. I think if they would have blown out. Go ahead, Mike.
We talked about that on the show because, we were saying they wouldn't drop Alabama. But I was like, well, there was only one case that could get them out, and it would be is if SMU lost, and that was the only case.
They were chomping at the bit to get SMU out and put Bama in. Bama is just good for TV. That's just the truth.
Right. And so we put a nice little bow there, and really, I just wanted to bring up that whole segment to let y'all know that, man, we got a couple of experts here on the show. Like Mike and Tasha told you a couple of months ago. Put your futures bet on Alabama not making a tournament. You could have had some more Christmas money. They tried to told you. I wasn't a believer. I believe y'all now. Nice bracket work by you, Michigan Mike. So the bracket is set. We're going to start Friday night in Tasha's native land of Indiana. We got a little civil war going on between the Hoosiers and Notre Dame. Notre Dame, the 7th seed hosting 10th seed Indiana. Tasha, you're up first since you're an Indiana native. Who do you like in this one?
I've been telling y'all all season. Everybody keeps saying Indiana ain't playing nobody. Man, Indiana looks good. They look really, really good. I can't always trust Notre Dame. That's my main issue, because sometimes Notre Dame gonna get out there. They're gonna look like the Golden Domers of old, and then sometimes they're gonna look like, Right. Like our Sisters of Mary Frances, which is the sister school across the street, or whatever the name of the school is. No disrespect, no disrespect.
No, we disrespecting today. It's the extra point.
But that's a hard one to pick, because you don't know what you're going to get with Notre Dame. Indiana has pretty much shown us what they are.
Right.
But if, you know what, I hate to say that, I'm going to go for the upset.
Really? Okay.
Because you can't trust Notre Dame. You can't trust them.
Not even in South Bend, under the lights, Friday night lights.
I mean,
it's gonna be a home game. Like, regardless.
It's basically a home game for both of them, because where's Indiana? Bloomington? Is it Bloomington, Indiana? Yeah, Bloomington.
Yeah, you're right.
That's what, a 3-hour drive up to South Bend.
Yeah,
I like that matchup for that reason. Yeah. Mike, now you've been blowing the horn, the trumpet for Indiana all season long. Now to give y'all a peek behind the curtain. Me and Mike have been at war about Indiana. I think they should not be in this tournament. I think Alabama should be in and they should be out. That's my personal opinion. Mike says, hey, they're going to shock some people. You're going to see, Mike, it's go time. Who you liking this one? Are you going to stick with Indiana?
I think this season has definitely been like a perfect storm because Tasha and I have been like on one this season because I totally agree. I think Indiana is going to shock some people. I think they played really well, and they remind me of Michigan last year in the fact that they're disciplined. When you have discipline and you do what you're supposed to do, like individual players, you're going to have success. Now, of course, they didn't go undefeated. Like, it is what it is. Everyone is going to have a bad game. I think they're going to play Notre Dame pretty well. So, yeah, I'm going with Indiana, too.
Mike, don't you ever, in all of your born days, ever compare Indiana to 2023 Michigan.
Any team that's having success, I'm going to find a way, so don't even worry.
No, but I'm not that team, though. No, not that team. Now we get, how's the song go, Tasha? No, not one. No, not one.
But why are you so down on Indiana? You've seen Indiana play. You've seen what they put out there.
Exactly.
They are playing good ball. So
now,
to deny them and say that, hey, they're not going to be good. They're not going to be competitive. You can't say they didn't play anybody because you're giving a pass to the FIs. You're giving a pass to Penn State. You're giving a pass to other teams that have played the same talent.
No, I'm not giving a pass to Penn State because I have them lumped in with Indiana. I don't think they should be in the tournament as well. Now we're ganging up on PL this morning. Farrah Sam Indy is in the house. Good morning, Martrice Hastings. Good morning, Kenny. Man, North Carolina, the turn up is real. Oh, we're going to talk about North Carolina in just a second. Hold on right there. Alabama deserves to be out. Sorry, not sorry. So the consensus is there. Just because they're not a Power 5 name, they are good. Let me tell y'all something. Indiana's Jake Paul. They beat up a bunch of 50-year-old Mike Tyson. They're Jake Paul. They beat up a bunch of
Mike.
They beat up a bunch of 60-year-old Mike Tysons. Now, a week from today, 2 weeks from today, because we'll be off for Christmas. 2 weeks from today, I may have to get on here and eat a whole bowl of crow. But from what my eyes have seen,
feathers included.
No. I think the football scheduling gods gave them a pass. No Penn State. They played Ohio State and got trounced. No Oregon. The non-conference schedule looked like something of a basketball school, not a football program. I don't even know those teams that they played.
It is a basketball school, so why do you think they're supposed to have a schedule that mirrors other teams?
But I don't like that. I think Ole Miss should be in over them. I think Alabama should be in over them.
No. We ain't putting Ole Miss in nothing. But the point is, they beat the teams that were put in front of them.
They did, and mostly convincingly. I'm not going to dismiss them as not having a great season because at least they didn't squeak by. But I don't know about this one. I got Notre Dame Golden Domers rolling over Indiana. The spread is 7.5 points.
Yeah, I was like, it is pretty high. So
I mean, I don't want Notre Dame to win. Y'all know why, but I don't trust Notre Dame.
Yeah, that's fair.
Mike,
they Notre Dame a lot.
We're opening up the show, Mike, with her not B.O.B.ing. So that right there, pin that right there because now I'm getting nervous. If she ain't A.B.O.B.ing, I might have to change my pick before next.
Well, I mean, she's not wrong. I mean, you know how the Cowboys, Notre Dame. So
okay, so the Cowboys gonna catch strays, while the Eagles is down there. Today ain't the Eagles' day. I'm not even gonna give them no.
I'll take a first round bye. It's okay. We can move on.
First round bye over Detroit? I don't think so. But
they play the Bills.
We shall digress. We'll be picking the Philadelphia game a little bit later on in the show. They play Pittsburgh this week. Now, speaking of ABOB, Alabama got owned by both Tennessee in a month in Vandy. Yeah, that was super ugly. It was, and I agree with you there. Let's go on to Penn State, another team that should not be in this year's tournament. 6 seed Penn State will host 11 seed SMU. Man. Mike, who you like in this one? Penn State is an 8.5.
First off, I want to start it with another retweet of Tasha's comment about reseeding. This is ridiculous. How are you going to have a number 1 seed in Oregon potentially playing an 8 or 9, right? Mm-hmm. And then you got the loser, Penn State, playing an 11 and a number 3 in Boise State. Like, that was
But Penn
crazy.
State has the best path to a championship.
I know. Oregon should have just lost. And I know everyone's saying, like, oh,
Right.
well, they have a first round bye. It's like, bruh.
I mean,
come on, look at
like Mike said with
look
the
at that.
reseeding, they put Clemson as low as they possibly could, but Clemson should be 13. I mean, should be
Clemson messed it up for every.
Clemson, they are the lowest, right? They are the lowest.
Yeah,
seed,
they're
right?
12. They're in the 12.
Okay, so yeah, I digress on what I said then. Yeah, so that's perfect.
Wait a minute, Paul and TT are haters. Now TT is her host on our take that'll be coming up after this show. We're haters on the playoff just because your team ain't playing. Stop it. Wait a minute. Last time we saw the University of Michigan, we were wrecking shop. As a matter of fact, let me just put this out there. I'll have to do this out of order. Michigan is the reason why Ohio State won't win a championship. It's the reverberation effect, and it has everything to do with what Mike just said. Y'all just pin that. We coming right back. Jarrell, good morning, sir. We're going to talk about the Longhorns.
The Pharaoh, you know I love you, and I plan on pitching me a flag in y'all house. But Pharaoh, ain't gonna be too much slander. So.
Not a moment of that slander. You see us. You see the hat.
We done gave Bo Nix his credit. We done gave it to him.
Right now, y'all watch out. All right. So okay, Penn State deserve to be there. Finish your thought, Mike.
I'll finish it up with my pick. I think if it was at a neutral site, I think SMU would definitely have a better shot. I think at Penn State, it's hard to play in there, so I'm gonna go Penn State on this one.
Wow, what, Mike? You Dallas native, you. Well, is the Cowboys hate bleeding over into the college ranks?
They ain't done. This was their first like real big jump. Like, y'all keep looking out on SMU. They piggyback off of Michigan's success the year before, got beat up by TCU. No one wants to talk about it, but that's what started it all. So let's go.
That is true. That's what started it all. I think that team goes pro if not for that TCU loss. And 2023 doesn't happen. They all came back. The super seniors and all came back to finish the job. And they did. Good morning, Melanie. Good morning, AP Coach. I love you, AP. I can't wait to see you. We got 6 days until I'm back in your arms again, like Jeffrey Osborne. All right. Mustangs with the upset. Now, wait a minute. Jarrell, you've been doing some prison push-ups. We see you. You've been hitting them diamonds in the kitchen.
One-handed.
Right. SMU was slept on. Mike, you have non-text.
I ain't nobody sleeping on SMU. Come on.
Tasha?
I think no, SMU is slept on because when we talk about SMU, it's to joke on them. Pony Express, Trans Am.
Yes.
And the only 2 people we know from there is Craig James and the great Eric Dickerson. That's
the only 2.
So yes, SMU is slept on. Nobody expected SMU to come into the ACC and wreak havoc. Again, if Miami had did what they were supposed to do, we wouldn't be talking about SMU. If Syracuse hadn't pulled off that victory, we wouldn't be talking about SMU.
Kyle McCord went bananas and messed up the whole bracket. Cam Ward should not be. Well, he should be in New York, but he should also be playing.
Well, he is in New York. But I mean, and who would have thought Florida State was wet the bed? They didn't only wet the bed; they pissed through the mattress and it's dripping on the floor.
Oh snap! That's a lot of urine. Trevor says, "I'm going for SMU, but not sure how they will do in the cold." Now, we've had discussions about James Franklin and Penn State and expectations. Now, Mike asked me right after the Big Ten championship if Penn State should move on from James Franklin, and I thought about it before I responded, and I was like, man, this kind of goes back to the debate that Tasha and Mike was having about expectations. Are you happy with just making the playoffs and getting into the CFP and getting that bowl money? I think they are. If that's the case, then you keep James Franklin but SMU, I need y'all to pony up, okay? I need y'all to pony up. I need y'all to go in there in the Happy Valley and turn it into Death Valley. I need y'all to go in there and knock them out of the playoffs so that we can have a reseeding because to Mike's point, they should not have an easy path with no top 25 wins on their resume. That's just not right. Pony up. I'm going with the fighting Eric Dickersons and Craig James. I don't think they're going to win, but that's who I'm picking because I done talked all this crap about Penn State. I got to back it up. Melody, I'm having a crash shot. I hate when they gang up on me.
Who Tasha picked?
Tasha, who you pick? You didn't even pick yet. That's right. Thank you, Mike.
ABOB, Penn State.
Oh, so now it's a
Yeah, I was like, okay.
right.
Okay.
being happy.
I had to check the hue because I don't know if he
Yeah, I was like,
This was
yeah, where's my Pantone book at? Like,
hold on. Jarrell said y'all gonna put some respect on Cole Beasley. He's a Mustang as well. Shouts out to Cole Beasley.
but I'm just picking them like Mike said. Sometimes those teams from the South do not fare well in the cold temperatures, and we don't know.
That's what Farrah just said. She says she wonders how well they'll do in the cold. Plus, there is no atmosphere in the ACC. With all due respect to the ACC, there's no atmosphere like Happy Valley.
Right, and then the thing is, I noticed this when I was watching some of the championship games. The ACC is the only conference championship game that is not played in a dome. Did y'all know that?
And that weather was kind of wretched in the early part of that game as well.
But it's still not Pennsylvania cold. And right now it may not be any snow, but hell, the week of the game, that snow could be waist deep.
It could. You know what? Damn, you just changed my mind on that one. Then the elements, because SMU is predicated on speed and athleticism, and that can be neutralized on a muddy track or a cold field. Man, Mike, you remember you played ball. Them hits feel different in the cold. You don't want to get hit in the cold. Damn. No, I'm gonna stick with SMU. I talked all that crap about Penn State. I'm going to do that. Now, Jarrell, we're gonna call this the de facto orange vote between the burnt orange of Texas and the Dabo orange of Clemson. All right,
and the safety orange of Clemson.
The Cantaloupes. All right. Texas, number 5 seed, 11-2. Clemson, three loss ACC champion. Before we get into this pick, because I think this is going to be an intriguing game, and I don't bet against Dabo in big situations. He just proved that in the SEC championship. Student question: what school is SMU? One of y'all take off.
Southern Methodist University.
It's in Dallas.
Methodist, yeah. Dallas County, y'all. Dallas County is in the house.
Google Eric Dickerson, and then you're going to get a plethora of
just go ahead and watch that.
The college years. That's when you'll get all your information about SMU.
Right.
And it's the money.
Right. The money. And Pony Excess is on Netflix now. I just saw this on Netflix. So if you want to kind of get a glimpse of the history of that program and why she's talking about Craig James and Eric Dickerson, that's a really good watch if you got an hour and a half to burn. Tasha, let me start with you. Clemson. I'm starting to, Mike. I need you to pray for me here because I don't know how I feel about this, but I have to ask this question to Tasha and Tasha specifically. Does winning the ACC validate Dabo Luther the King's stance on transfer portal and NIL?
No. Again, look at your record. You understand what I'm saying? Now, to be honest, as much as I talk about Dabo Luther the King, I kind of like his stance on the portal and the NIL.
Too. He changed me with that ACC championship. Go ahead.
Because I'm simply tired of said player not happy with said situation. Well, I'm gonna go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Like Mike sent what's the quarterback used to be in Michigan that was this at
Cade McNamara.
McNamara, Cade McNamara, and now he's entering the portal again. This is like his 7th or 8th year in college.
Yes.
Like I think when you do this,
she said, "Boy, go get a job."
She said, "Go get a job."
He's paraphrasing what I said, but yes, go get a job. And
way to clean that up, Mike.
So I am kind of with him on that. If you're going to transfer, do it one time. I'm perfectly fine with that. But when you have multiple player on top of multiple player leaving because said university isn't doing well or because you want the bigger bag, I have an issue with that. But also, the ACC was down overall.
They were.
This season. So I don't give him any kind of grace for that. You won with teams that were not really good. Again, in a conference where you have a few players here or there that are standouts.
Mike, can Dabo peacock chess? Can he flamingo walk now because his team won the ACC championship and he's in the CFP?
Yeah, I mean, he proved that in a lower year for the ACC, you can be mediocre and then get to the championship game, win this one game, and be relevant again. I mean, no one's expecting anything out of them, though, in the playoffs. Like, the spread's the largest against the Longhorns at, 11 and a half, 12?
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, cool, you made it. Like, bye. Like, you just took someone else's spot. Would I have rather seen, like you said, like someone else, maybe an SEC, not an SEC team.
Yeah,
like,
you meant SEC.
But another team in there rather than Clemson? Yeah. I mean,
like I would have liked to see had Miami, completed, and I would have liked to see Miami in there.
I'm going back to Alabama. Cool. I would like to see Alabama and Texas. Since they didn't meet in the regular season, and Miami as well because of their offense. Now Farrah just dropped the bar here. She says, "Bring back the sit out a year when you transfer, and that portal will be empty."
Well, Farrah, the only reason why I don't agree with that, because when these coaches leave, they don't have to sit out a year. So why are you punishing the athlete, the student, when you don't do the coaches the same way?
Well, it all depends on the money. I mean, if you got your money, if you're
but when you're a student, but when you are an athlete, the student athlete, and you sit out the year without real physical contact from another team, like you get to practice, but your teammates ain't gonna put those blows on you because they don't want you injured if you're a star.
Right. Not if I'm the coach, you ain't gonna do that to the team.
Right. Yeah. So I don't agree with them having to sit out a year, which I've never agreed with. I always thought that was stupid to make them sit out a year, especially
if the coach
when you got Mike's favorite coach who just up and left, went to USC in the middle of the night, like he was part of the Colts or the Ravens organization, and moved the whole, his whole thing in the middle of the night.
I'm about to send you a link, Farrah, so you and Tasha can duke it out. Right?
Exactly. It's a job that does not require any physicality. So
unless you're Jawan Howard, because he'll put his hands on somebody. Well, I'm gonna digress. I'm gonna digress on that.
When you're a student, if you make that choice to leave, you should be able to be eligible, just like these coaches do. And in the past, the students weren't getting paid to do that. These coaches are getting millions of dollars and being able to do what they want to do. They're making money because of the athlete.
Now, Farrah, just talking from experience, she said we don't sit out a year when we get a new job. She literally left our company and went and made more money like the next week. So let me hold something. Millionaire Mansion, Farrah. Let me hold a little something.
Y'all, when I tell y'all, Farrah's crib so fat.
Put something on the books, Farrah. As a matter of fact, I'll be your
books, Farrah.
I need something on the books. I need something on the books. As a matter of fact, what's up with the Super Bowl? Let's talk about the Super Bowl later. We'll talk about that.
Do I need to make a flight?
No, I'm taking Mike with me. Mike is going to take your stead. No, because they saying that you get out of the house on the Super Bowl like that. And we're going to have to bring the whole family. It's baby proof there. There's a game room for my darling RJ. So hey, we good. We're gonna pack up the whole family and head on out. She's like, no, we're not gonna stop. And like hold on. And broke. Let me give you my theory on broke.
No.
Broke
there we go. Paul comes.
Broke is
Farrah, why you lying? Why you capping in here, Farrah?
First of all, we don't say I'm broke because that's a spirit. That's an energy. You may have your money tied up in investments. You may not have any liquid cash on you, but broke means broke in. Means it's something that needs to be fixed. Ain't nothing need to be fixed. You paid your bills. If you ain't got nothing left, flick them lights on and off and have a good old night and go to bed. She said, Super Bowl party at the crib? Mike, don't do it. Mike, don't do it. All right. Now back to the question. Melanie says, so when the transfer portal is so fluid, does that take away from the overall quality of college football?
Yes.
Consistent and solid programs. Great question. Go off, y'all.
I'm gonna say no. Go ahead, Tasha. Go first.
I mean, I think it does because that allows you to create. Okay. I'm saying that wrong. I'm saying that wrong. No, it's the opposite. Because now it allows other teams to be able to be more competitive when you don't have all the athletes going to one school. So I like it. I'm sorry, I answered that wrong. Yeah, I like when they're what being able to transfer did, it dispersed the talent.
Yes. And it gives us an SMU in Indiana. Indiana had the second most transfers to Colorado.
As much as everybody sits up and complains and talk about the same schools always get in, now we have a little parity with the schools, with the athletes being able to go to other schools. So now you get to see different programs. Mm-hmm. So people who are sick of the Bamas, who are sick of the FIs, who are sick of, said university, now they get other things to watch. And
That is very true. And regionally, it helps the sport because Dallas has been reinvigorated by SMU taking on. Like, they've been on the morning news the last week. All goons invited, y'all. We got to have a Goon Squad family reunion. Like, that's going to be dope where you can sit and mingle and hug on and love on Tasha and Mike in person. Don't worry, Mike does not bite. He only barks unless you're talking foolishness about his team. Last point on the NIL. Y'all. Literally, the first time we hung out, he almost got into a fight after the Sweet 16 where Michigan beat Kansas. And we almost got to fighting in the club because of Georgia fans.
It was a Georgia fan. Yeah, come on now. Stop it.
You know what? Y'all know it was a real fight because Paul said got the fight.
Yeah, he almost got the fighting where I had to intervene. Now, I'm going to leave out the part where shortly after that, some random couple invited him for a threesome, but that's neither here nor there. All of that happened on our first time hanging out. Like,
For real, it did.
Hang out with this guy.
You Paul in the corner. He was just like, who am I hanging out with?
I was like,
what? Y4, you can bring up a threesome, but let me hit about something like that up. Then it was moving along in a hurry, or you would have been
because
like,
Tasha be like giving all the D. She be like, that juice is
right. I'm not gonna give the details of the conversation. And Tasha, you did a whole show from a whorehouse before, so like you got grace.
We had high ratings that show too.
It was one of our highest rated shows.
The Bailey's, but supposed to be a restaurant, the biggest horse spot down here in Sasua.
Which tells us that the world is full of freaks. If that was one of our highest rated shows from the Burlesque House, I digress. Mike, before I lose control of this show, Texas, last week in the chat, you said, dang, man, where's my boy, Arch? That's the reason why y'all lost the SEC championship game. So let me ask you this, and Tasha, you up next on this question. Steve Sarkisian has been fiercely loyal to Quinn Ewers. Win, lose, draw, playing good, playing bad, playing indifferent. He wasn't that great last week. I mean, he had some watered down stats, but overall, he wasn't that great. 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. How much rope in a one and done scenario do you give Quinn Ewers if you're Steve Sarkisian? If they come out struggling,
you have to go with the hot hand. And then there are reports that Quinn Ewers is saying that he may want to do another year at Texas.
Bruh.
No.
Dude,
go get a job
on the wall. They have already told you that Arch that this is Arch's, horse and buggy now. It's no longer yours.
Right. Right. Oh my God. Go ahead. I'm sorry. That just hit my spirit. Like, no.
So I'm just gonna say you need to go with your hot hand. If you're gonna do the 2 quarterback thing, I need you to do that and perfect it.
Okay.
Because Arch does give them a spark that Ewers cannot.
Right. He's got that je ne sais quoi.
That certain something. That je ne sais quoi. He has it. And it seems like the team responds better when Arch is in there. Not saying that they're not playing for Quinn, but it's his performance. The team is still performing. It's his lack of performance that is hurting them in certain situations.
It is.
It just gets them. It gets them over the hump. Like,
yeah.
I mean, we went through it right in Michigan, and you had Cade, who was doing everything that he was supposed to do, which was not turn over the ball, make those first downs.
Right.
And then we had JJ, and we're like, oh no, but this dude over here has a rocket. Like, okay, and he can run. So it was almost identical situation. I will say Quinn's definitely a lot better than Cade, but at least we saw it. I think, and I've been saying this all season, even before the season started. Texas is going to get to a point to where they were going to lose. I thought it was going to be early on that they're going to lose and they're going to have to put Manning in. They still haven't done it yet, and they lost to the same team. You're going to have to put him in. I think now is probably a good turn. Maybe Clemson keeps it close at half or something like that. I don't know. But if you want to win a title this year, you're going to have to put Manning in.
But see, I don't think Texas expected to have this level of success this soon. Like, I didn't think they thought themselves were going to be mediocre. So that's why they were like, we can let Arch sit because we think Quinn can go out there and do what we expect him to do. Who knew that they were going to come in and wreak havoc in the SEC the way they did? But like I said, Texas recruited and built their team to an SEC level because they knew. And then you go back to Georgia. And a friend of the show, like I say, he watches it. He doesn't watch it live, but he goes back and watches it. Mario Hatchett is the biggest Georgia fan outside of my cousin's husband.
Shouts out to Mario.
And I told him, I said, it looks like y'all should have had old Gunner in the whole season because Carson Beck was ass.
He was.
So it goes back. It's the same thing when you go to a Texas and a Georgia. Who do you go with? That offense moves so much more prolifically when you had Gunner Stockton in there. And
right.
I'm sitting there watching this game talking about, so all it took was an injury to show you who you need to, who should be leading.
Show them who you are.
Right. That's it. It's exactly. And like Kirby Smart is smart enough of a coach.
Yes, he is.
He was, his tutelage was under Nick Saban. And what did Nick Saban do last year when he had Jalen Milroe? When he pulled Jalen Milroe, what did he do? He says, let me make this offense around Milroe. And what happened?
Mm-hmm.
Alabama started
because
Saban had to change a few things around. And Kirby Smart knows, hey, Carson Beck may not be it.
Yeah, he's not it. I think they have a better chance to win in the championship with the backup than with Carson Beck because of the confidence level of the team around them. It was almost like the Alex Orji deal with Michigan. The team didn't look as confident because they're like, "Why am I going to run this dig route and you're going to kick the ball in the dirt?" Like I'm not like stop it. I digress.
Keep it and try to run.
You're 3-0 against Ohio State. You're a national champion. As long as you beat Ohio State, I got love for you. Now, this is a Texas fan saying yours reminds me of Jeff George. Get his ass out of Austin respectfully. This brings me to what Farrah just said.
What did Jeff George do to anybody?
Jeff George catching strays. She said, Arch going to UNC. That's my prayer to thee. She said, she's serious, so she says to thee.
Farrah, you know good and damn well that boy is not going to no UNC to play for Coach Hoodie.
The back NFL stock dropped. Yes, it did. We have a quarterback issue in Tennessee. I don't want him nowhere near Nashville, Davidson County area. Let's pick this game. Y'all don't sleep on Dabo. Dabo in big games has a.
Oh, I'm sleeping on him. I'll start too. I got Texas.
He's snoring on the mic. He's snoring on him.
Let me get
yeah.
And my pillow
more than 2 touchdowns.
Tasha,
I'm rubbing my feet together like a cricket.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch that game like this. When I walk by, it's like,
oh, Mike, is that your honeydew game? Is that?
Yeah. Okay, let me just go do this.
That's 3 for Texas. And in the finale of the first round, Saturday night, 12-21, going up against the NFL. I'm going to be watching this game when good old Rocky Top goes to the Horseshoe to face the Ohio State.
You can save all that song and dance, UT. I will never, ever root for that other team to win anything.
Right?
Ain't no one talking about rooting. We talking about who do you think is going to win the game?
Right. If your rent money was on the line or your mortgage money,
Tennessee.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Like,
wish that I was on old Rocky Top down in the Tennessee hills. I just said it. I'm done.
Yeah, I like that one. Okay.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Mike.
Yeah, I got Ohio.
Tasha. What are you doing? Mike. All right, now
I'm just saying.
It's time for intervention. It's time for intervention. You're on the couch. We don't close.
If I had to put my money on it, I think Ohio's going to win this game.
Mike, did you watch the game?
Of course I did.
Okay.
He can't beat us, but he can beat everyone else. But
can't beat Oregon either. Now, if there is one team in college football that is built to play the game that Michigan played against Ohio State, it's Tennessee. They are built on a run game, a physical run game, and a physical defensive line. I think UT watches that film. They have better athletes at the offensive line position, wide receiver position, definitely the quarterback position with the Polynesian Prince.
If the Polynesian Prince is healthy, 100%, which he has had time to heal.
He's going to have to pull a Carson Beck and just hand off with a dead arm. Just give it to Mr. Sampson with a dead arm and get the victory. I think two quick points on this game, and then we'll go on to the pick our champion. One, Michigan did it to Ohio State again. Let me bring this back up. to prove my point. Thank you, producer Mike. If Michigan doesn't beat Ohio State goes to the Big Ten championship, and at best they're a first round bye with a home game. At worst, you're the 5 seed and you're facing SMU and then on to Boise State if you're Ohio State. Losing that game to Michigan knocked you all the way down to 8. Now your path, to your point earlier to open the show, Mike, is the winner. You get UT, who's no slouch, and then at Oregon, like, nah. Ryan Day, Tasha, is this it for Ryan Day? Can he survive a loss in the shoe to Tennessee?
No.
No. They can come up with all the legislation they want to. I'm going for that block tee, that big orange flag with that white tee to be planted right smack dab in the middle of the horse shit.
Yes. Mike, does UT plant the flag if they get this win?
Now they better. I'm a carrier for them. Like, come on now.
If you're AD Mike of OSU, is Ryan Day's job on the line with this game?
Absolutely. Yeah, like to your previous point about Penn State. Mediocrity is for Penn State. It doesn't seem like that's what they want at Ohio. So
y'all might see that on the reel in 24 to 48 hours.
Barry, it's a congressman or somebody up there that's trying to make it a felony to plant a flag in the state of Ohio at a football game. Bitch-ish.
Y'all, come on, man. I think that Ohio State would have been better served to play this game in Knoxville than at home, because if you start out slow and Tennessee come out and smack you around early, the boo birds are going to be out. Their ass is already tight enough to pick up a cherry by the stem. So you can.
You said they got the lemon booty.
Look, so I'm just saying, I don't want to be playing in front of that home crowd and we start out struggling after scoring 10 points against Michigan. Like, it could, the crowd could turn on him.
And the last thing that people always say they hate about playing Tennessee is listening to Rocky Top 2011 times. The
Battle of the Bands is going to be epic. I hope they show a little bit of that. The Battle of the Bands is going to be epic. Just use little flags like we use on Farrah. Ain't you got a show to get ready for?
She said little flag.
Or the one they used to stick in the Shoney's burger. Y'all remember the Shoney's burger when you get the big boys?
Yes, the big boys.
Stick the flag in the bun.
Too thick. Like, I digress. All right, I'm going with, of course, I'm going with Rocky Top. Shouts out to AP Coulter. I will be watching that at home with my mama, a UT grad. We're going to have a Rocky Top orange occasion. It's going to be a festive day. Watching Tennessee win and Ohio State lose in the same 3-hour span is just, it's the Christmas gift I did not know I wanted. All right, who is your champion? Now that we have the brackets and the path to the championship, Mike, you up first. Who is your national champion this year? Put it on paper, sir.
I'm going to go with a championship game. Man, I struggled with this right side. I have Texas coming out of the left side. I'm going to go Texas versus Boise State with the surprise. And I'll go with Texas winning it. All
right. Tasha T. Sizzle.
I don't know. I didn't see this part of the script.
Well, you got it right here in front of you. Football aficionado. Who you got winning out of all these?
I don't know. I don't trust anybody from this side. The IU, Notre Dame, SMU, Penn State, none of that. Really not a fan of the Boise State. Texas is very, very, very strong. So yes. I'm going to – this is almost like Alabama and LSU. They keep playing each other. So I'm going to go Texas and Georgia.
I'm going Texas and Georgia as well. I'm rooting against Oregon because I don't like Dan Lanning. I don't have any other reason but the fact that I don't like him. So I'm going Texas as well. I like their path to get to Oregon. I think that Ohio State or Tennessee can go into Eugene and knock off them. I think that we're looking at a trilogy between Texas and Georgia. And I'm going to take if Arch Manning is playing, I want to take Texas. But if it's Quinn Ewers, I'm taking Georgia again.
See, that's the thing. You don't. It's between them, and I'm leaning. Oh my God. I mean, then watch all of us be wrong and Penn State.
Right, it'll be Penn State. Shocking the world.
Upsets Georgia.
Right.
Penn State.
Now I'm not so. Now Georgia's quarterback situation could undo them. Now the Ferris says Texas and SMU. That would now Texas is already supremely confident in the state border that encapsulates us. We're our own country here. Like it's the United States of Texas here in Texas. If Texas and SMU play the national championship game, cancel Christmas. Like you ain't gonna be able to tell us nothing down here. That would be phenomenal. SMU keep you throwing for over 400 yards every game. Only way they can win. Oak Cliff, stand up. Got an Oak Cliff boy there. All right.
Some of these top tier defenses that they do not possess in the ACC, that's not going to happen.
All right, Tasha, due to time restrictions, your 49ers have been spared.
Dang, I knew that was going to happen. I was like, I don't think we're going to be able to
ain't no
get
spare
to it.
because I said it on the show weeks ago.
The 49ers have been spared. Well, okay, well, real quick, fight on the tollway. I like that. The tumble on the tollway. Let's call it the tumble on the tollway. All right. But let's ask just one quick question, and then we'll get to Mike's lots. Tasha, is this season just a blip on the radar and aberration, or is this the sign of the window closing for the 49ers?
Like Joe Shelton said, get us another offensive line in the draft, rearrange some things, pay Brock Purdy, and we should be okay. But I told you guys weeks ago, the window is closed. I said the window may not be closed, but it's definitely blowing back and forth in the wind because you can't say, oh, they didn't play well because of injury. The Lions' whole defensive squad is gone, and they still out here winning. That's the picture I sent you guys. Shout out to Joe Shelton for that photo, too. I got that from Joe Shelton.
Rodrigo Carranza, where are you? Where are you, Rodrigo Carranza? I thought you had 99 problems, but the Cowboys won one. You got a little more problems than 99. Go ahead, Tasha.
You got, Debo out here bumping his guns, which I'm not going to talk any slander about Debo because I think Debo is a tough player, but you can't get out here and talk all that smack and then be out here dropping wide open passes. Like, CeeDee Lamb did it a few, but CeeDee is a baller and CeeDee going to get his numbers. Then you got, what was the guy, Devontae, whatever the hell his name
Devontae Campbell.
Not wanting to go in because the true starter who came in and took your spot, you got mad and you took your helmet and wanted to go to the locker room. Now you're ass in the unemployment line. Like Travarius Ward said, that was some bitch-ish. This man lost his child, and he still went out there and played. You got Trent Williams, who unfortunately lost a child. He's injured, but he was still at the game, not the one they showed on TV, but he was up in the booth, in the press box, still supporting his team, and he lost a child as well. So when you have stuff like that going on, that's not the 49er way. So Shanahan and Lynch, y'all need to get some shit together because this is not the 49er way. We usually don't have this kind of mess. Usually it comes from the ownership. We usually don't have mess like this with the players. It's usually with ownership.
Right. Given the fact that so many star players were hurt this year, I'm going to give y'all a pass. I'm in a good mood today.
I can't even do that.
I'm going to give y'all a pass today, but you best believe when we got more time to talk NFL, I got some stuff I want to say about these 49ers. Producer Mike, can we go back a slide or two because we missed something? Good morning, Marcus Stone in the house. Y'all, ladies and gentlemen, there was another big story that broke in college football. North Carolina. Mike, you messy as hell for this picture.
What'd I do?
And I'm going to be messy when you ask me the question, regardless of what it is.
Mike, you messy as hell. I love it, but you messy as this is what are we? Bill Belichick is the new coach of the University of North Carolina, a program that has not won a conference championship since 1980. That's 44 years for the calculator-dependent people out there. Tasha, what do you think about this coaching move?
All I know is that girl finna have her grand old time. She with her peer group, them co-eds, she gonna have them lined up. You about to lose your bitch, Bill.
Mike, she warned us, and I didn't mute her. She warned us. She told us she was about to do something reckless. All right, Mike, what your thoughts?
I don't understand this move, I guess. Like he ain't nothing to prove. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Christina, good morning. He's only 15 wins away from breaking Don Shula's record. I'm very surprised. Why do you think the NFL shut him out, Mike?
I don't know. I think it's moving more towards a younger game, as they say. You know, all these newer coaches coming through, which he might just kind of be like, okay, well, at least I'll have a challenge over here, or it looks like I could do whatever I want over here. Because I mean, let's be real, that's what you could do in college. Like, you could do whatever you want. I think NFL is so strict and they can control everything. And maybe he's tired of, NFL giving it to the Chiefs every year. So
Stop it, Mike. Stop that. Come on. And speaking of Andy Reid, just as old as he is. Now, AP Culture says, why is that coach got a barely legal babe at his age? Tasha, I'm almost scared we might need to move on from that. Tasha, you want to answer that?
Mama Coulter, I'm going to say this, but I may get zapped out. Bill about to lose his bitch.
Tasha!
She said it again.
Like, Tasha! Like, hold on, Mike, did you catch earlier that she said ish? Like, why even say ish? You going full Monty on us this morning.
See, look at this photo, Mike. You hit Mike man. He gonna get the photo, and Bill is obviously sucking it in. Like, he's literally sucking in his stomach.
Now he says he did do the tummy suck. I mean, I did that a couple of years ago on the work picture, so I understand the struggle. He says making bad choices, decisions at his old arrogant age.
But I'm kind of with Mike. I don't understand the move. I know it's old. His father coached there, and then maybe it is an opportunity for his son, because they say the son is allegedly the coach in waiting for his son to get his feet wet. But Bill, you had enough pull where you can get anybody a coaching job. But they did say like all the people that he's hiring are people that have previously been under his tree who don't have an NFL coaching job. Mm-hmm. So you're getting this older staff to try to deal with these young people in the age of the NIL, which, I mean, he's dealt with players who have had contracts, who've had money, but we all know Tom Brady kind of ran that team to a certain extent. Bob Kraft pretty much let Bill and Tom do whatever they wanted. So is UNC going to allow him to do that? But also in college, it's kind of hard for you to do that. I don't know if the NFL would, some of these teams wanted to accept what Bill wanted, which is also be the GM. You may have had scenarios where they just wanted him to come in and coach, and Bill may have wanted a little more. But it also leads you to question a coach like Bill Belichick. Why wouldn't some of these NFL teams give him a job?
I'm gonna tell you why, and it's because of one Tom Brady. Now, let's look at the timeline.
Say his name right.
Huh? Goat Brady is what should I say? Goat Brady. Now, Marcus says the UNC decision makers are part of the old man club. They feel comfortable. Well, Mac Jones got coming out of the grave like Thriller. He's pretty old. I'm gonna digress because I hope to get to that age one day. Now, Farrah's calling us some haters, but why she's calling us some haters? She said, "Stop hating today. Y'all know y'all would have a 19-year-old." But see the way my cash app is set up, I don't know.
It ain't Niagara, Viagra, Cialis, see all this.
Can you bump that up to like 20 something? 19. All right. So this is why he doesn't have a job in the NFL. Let's go do a quick timeline, and then we're gonna get to Mike's life. Bill Belichick wanted Tom Brady out of there when he got Jimmy Garoppolo. Tom Brady went to management. They got Jimmy Garoppolo shipped off. Then he wanted them gone again. All right. So he finally won. Tom Brady left, went off to Tampa Bay, and didn't just win with the Chiefs or the Eagles or the Steelers. He went to Tampa Bay and won a championship.
He won because Aaron Rodgers threw that game.
Stop it. But then your boy left without any talent. Look what happened to the Patriots. They're worse than the Titans now. The Titans literally beat them this year. So if you're a team that's looking to rebuild, you're like,
how you gonna say they worse than the Titans?
The Titans beat them this year. How that don't equate? Huh? She says coach needs a dating prenup. No, she Mama, there's holes all in that condom.
We didn't say Travis Hunter, Mama. We ain't talking about him.
No, sister, bring your own condoms, polka dot them puppies, because when he get on campus, he gonna be doing his thing. You think her sorority sisters don't know that Bill Belichick like him young? She got a lot of competition on campus now. Let's just stop it. You better move in. All right, deflate game, listening to the sidelines, all of that stuff, and the way he threw Tom Brady under the bus during the deflate gate, just a turn off. And then with Tom ruined his career. Tom was the 50 Cent to his Ja Rule. Okay, he ruined his career. He went on to be the GOAT, and now we're done with that. All right. So with that being said, it's time for Michigan Mike's Locks. You got one more weekend before Christmas. Mike, hook the people up.
Let's start out. Man, we talked about this game earlier. Now I'm kind of second guessing it, but I'll go Detroit favored by 2.5 against the Bills. They need that game to get that first round bye. And then I got Green Bay. They're actually underdogs in this one. So I got Green Bay plus 2.5 versus Seattle.
All right. So make sure y'all take Green Bay with the points and Detroit with the points. Get you some last minute shopping in. All right, now it's time for our pick five. Now, we went through the college picks a little bit earlier. T Sizzle is starting to try to pull away from the pack. Now we're gonna run you down today, T Sizzle. So you picking first on every game, so we can make.
I'm scared.
We're gonna make some business decisions today. Now, for the record, we picked the first round college football games. Mike and myself. Let me go back because I don't forget. All right. Notre Dame. I'm taking Notre Dame. They're taking Indiana. Correct? Are we correct there?
Yeah.
All right. All hearts and minds are clear. All right. Texas. I'm taking Texas. All three of us are taking Texas there. All right. Ohio State and Tennessee. Me and Tasha are rolling with Rocky Top. Mike is going with the Suckeyes. We have Penn State versus SMU. I didn't really give a pick on that. Tasha, what was your pick on that Penn State SMU?
Penn State.
Mike?
Yeah, Penn State.
I need that game. I'm going SMU. So we're going with the ponies on that. And in the NFL, we have a huge matchup. On one I'm looking forward to is Philadelphia versus Pittsburgh. Tasha, who you liking with this one?
You already know.
Okay, SpongeBob shoes for Tasha. SpongeBob shoes for me.
You're going to start putting some respect on his name.
No, he's getting my respect for the coaching job he's doing this year. He might actually be Coach Tomlin after Sunday's results. Mike, you going with your Eagles?
Yes, sir.
All right, so we got it all set there. We're coming to the closing stretch, and we'll see if Tasha.
Wait, who'd you pick again?
I'm taking Pittsburgh. I'm going with the Fighting Sierras. Like Russell Wilson and that team look totally different now, and so I'm going with them. Plus, there's some dissension in the ranks amongst the Eagles. A.J. Brown is browning right now. He's hating on Saquon. He's hating on Jalen Hurts. He's hating on the coach. He's going to tear up that locker room like he.
Well, you saw him get on there and said it ain't what y'all, because Devontae Smith said the same thing too. He said throw the ball, so you can't put that all on AJ. They
are colluding against Saquon. The quad man is making enemies in his own camp because they're not getting. If you're 11-2 and you won 9 games in a row and you're complaining,
but their offense has been bad.
I mean, if anybody should have a gripe, it should be Saquon too, because all them yards he getting them down at the field goal and the touchdown, whatever you call it, and they're not even giving him the ball to get in.
I totally agree with that. That tush push is robbing him of even a more historic. Good morning, Denise. Denise, our marathon maid of honor. Marcus, so what are you saying is that UNC is his new? See, Tasha, no. I gotta stop teasing y'all before I post y'all.
Like Urban Meyer in Jacksonville.
Themselves when you 135 years old and you dating a barely legal. Them jokes right themselves.
Don't let what Mike just said fly over y'all head, Mike. That was a bar. I salute you, brother. That was a bar. Football fans unite. Yeah, that's Urban Meyer in Jacksonville on that stoop. Get this word. Oh,
it's Urban Meyer. Come on, bowling finger.
You know what? Where's that clip?
Right. I like moving on in
the touch screen. Is this a touch screen?
Mike, right?
Oh, you can say something about a threesome, but I can't say bowling ball fingers when it comes to Urban Liar. Urban, yes.
Tasha, who you shouting out this week? Good Lord.
I hate all of y'all. Shout out. I have one main shout out to our baby brother, one Mr. Brandon Lewis, who will be graduating today from the University of Oklahoma.
Yeah, little bullshit. Yeah.
So a big boomer sooner to our little brother, Brandon.
Shouts out. I'm gonna give a shout out.
Oh, one more, I forgot. And let's lift our brother Derek Leonard up in prayer. his sister Veronica Leonard passed, I believe, last night. So let's send some prayers out to our good brother Derek Leonard and his family. Yeah, I guess I could have told you that before.
Mike,
So that's it's a fallen Firebird and one our good sis Veronica Leonard.
Okay, I got. I'll follow it up because Paul, you wanted to go after, and that's okay. I'll go. I got 3. One, my cousin Matthew graduating from Texas Tech today, so shouts out.
What do they do?
2.
What is the Red Raider thing? What do they do?
Oh yeah, something with the guy. I don't know. It's similar to A&M, I think. 2, give a shout out to Cameron. He just performed his last Christmas performance through band, and he actually sang. So it was like a solo singing thing. So that was pretty cool. And then 3, I want to give a shout out to Paul because he works really hard. And you on vacation, man. So congrats. Good job. You off for like a whole month. Enjoy it.
Thank you, Michigan Mike.
See, thank you for putting this business out there in the streets, Mike. Now everybody gonna be hitting him up because they know we're gonna be
hit him up. He's free.
Paul,
hit him up like Tupac, Mike. Like you gonna pay for that? No, thank you.
They don't know his side phone number though, so it's okay.
Right. Y'all can't catch me in the chat. I want to give a shout out and asking all of the prayer warriors to come together for Melanie Taylor. You know, when any 2 touch and agree that it's done in his name. She's having knee replacement on Wednesday. So we got favor over the anesthesiologist, over the people in the missions, the healthcare providers, the person who's doing he's going to have a precision hand that day. All hearts and minds are going to be clear. God has already put the team in place for you to have a successful surgery. Congratulations to the graduates. Yes.
Now,
no excuse now, P.F. Thanks, Mike.
Now, Mel, once you get that knee fixed, don't be thinking you Meg the Stallion out here.
No, we want you to drop it like it's on fire. All right. Prayers are going up. Prayers are going up. Prayers are going up. Hey, that's how we do. Congratulations to the graduate. Hey, what did he sing, by the way? What did your son sing, Mike? Was it this Christmas?
It was. I don't know. It was.
Are you Christmas? Come on.
No, it wasn't like that. Yeah, you can't hit that falsetto like that. No.
What's wrong with you?
I can't even try to hit that.
Should have stopped, Mike. Still like, what is wrong with you? Yes.
Shout out to the devastating divas of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated.
Hey, my boy went up there and said, "In my mind."
It did sound like that. There you go. Yeah. See, now you're just showing off now, Paul.
Right. I didn't have no phlegm in that. I know nothing. All right. I want to send a shout out to Michigan Mike and Tasha T. Sizzle. I said this a couple of weeks ago, but in case y'all didn't hear this, they gave y'all the blueprint for this whole college football season from the opening salvo, the week 1 recap of the Colorado game. They've been pretty spot on. Their commitment, their dedication, their ability to be ready at a moment's notice, because sometimes they will get that script in the 11th hour. They're always prepared. They always have a smile on their face. They have families. They have children. They have sicknesses going on. They have businesses to run. They have spouses to take care of. They have all these things. Not 1 second of their time is ever taken for granted. I appreciate these two. I love these two more than you all could ever know. Like, this isn't just like a podcast. Like, this is my therapy. I get to hang out with the 2 people that I love the most in this world. An hour a week. Like, how does it get any better than that? Like, so shouts out to you two. I want you all to enjoy your time off from the show. We're going to definitely be off next week for Christmas. Me and Tasha may come back for a preview. I'll check her schedule with that. Mike, I know you'll be traveling, so we'll probably see you back in the new year. But I didn't want to.
Doing nothing.
All right, so we'll be on in 2 weeks, Tasha. Mike, you check in with her because I know you'll be traveling and then traveling again. So I just want to take time to say these are my 2 stockings that hang from the tree. That's if y'all want to see Paul come out of character and fight and drag somebody, that's one of these 2. You'll see the other side of Paul. Mama, I couldn't say it any better. So with that, Mike, take us out of here.
Go Blue.
Tasha,
Happy holidays.
We'll see you in 2 weeks. We'll be off this next week because I'll be laying on my mama's couch, enjoying the holiday. Mike will be out of town. Tasha,
Take your CPAP. Take your CPAP.
Oh, I don't go nowhere without that. That went on the plane with me.
I thought Paul had died in the middle of the night.
No, hold on. Let me get into that. Martrice, I'm coming to see you, baby girl. I'm driving this time, so I'm coming out to Lavagny. Martrice is the original OG Henny Lokester. In 1989, she let me borrow a pencil when I didn't have my supplies on the second day of school, and she hadn't been able to get rid of me since. I love Martrice Elaine Hayfie to the moon and back. Dang, I've been demoted. Marcus. There is no promotion. Look, you're an official TEP Goon Squad.
Marcus, come on the show. We know you're busy too, but come on.
Right. Come on the show. Like they got just as many kids as you got. Don't use them as excuses. Mike, let me tell you a real quick story about Tasha and her visit. So my phone alarm goes off.
Tell you a different version when that.
I'm gonna tell you the true version, ladies and gentlemen, y'all. Mike, I'm laying on the couch. I got my machine hooked up. Quiet as a church mouse pissing on cotton. House is quiet. They ain't heard a peep. That is such a great feeling. My sister, as a side note, she came to me the first morning after I visited for Thanksgiving and said, I didn't hear you in the room last night. I was like, sure didn't. You sure didn't.
Passed out.
So thank you for Mike because of that. When did you fall in love with hip hop, Martrice? As I digress. So Mike, my phone alarm goes off because you got to get up early with this old woman in the house. You got to get up at the crack of dawn to get her some breakfast. So as I'm shuffling around the house, I hear a door open and she says, all that beeping, I thought you died in there. It didn't hit me. She thought that my machine had said that, had said that I died. Now, Mike, it didn't hit me at first. It took me a month later to understand. I was like, but you didn't come in there and check on me.
But this is where the lie starts, people. This is where the lie starts.
No, she didn't come in there and check on me, Mike. It was 10 minutes later, I would have been DOA.
I kept hearing this beep. And y'all, when I woke up, my heart really started. I was like, oh my God. I said, his alarm been going off. I said, Paul done died.
Please, this is a true story.
I was scared to get because I was like, Lord, if I go in this room and see this boy done died, it's gonna be both of us on this floor dead because I would have literally had a heart attack. So I was scared. But then when I heard him moving around, it's when I came out of the room.
I'm pouring coffee into my coffee mug when she finally emerged to check on me. And
she's like, you're not dead?
Right. Mike, Tasha, what did I tell you, Tasha, after that? I said, Mike would have checked on me.
You just like checking the nostrils and everything. Like, good.
I said, Lord, he done died. And I sat up in the bed and I said, oh my God.
Now you got smoked, Tasha. Now you got smoked.
Mama Coulter, at the moment when I decided to swing my feet off the bed, I was literally tiptoeing to that door. And I was
see what happened was.
When I reached for that knob is when I heard him
like she was at a haunted house. I'm making coffee. I'm up. I got the news on. I'm like,
I was scared to death. I literally thought, I was like, oh my God. I said, if I open this door and I don't see him, and then when I touched the knob, I heard him clinging around in there, and I said, oh, I thought you was dead.
Well, Martrice said we're gonna be on Tubi next year. Yo, we know y'all got a big day. Hey, make sure y'all catch Farrah and TT on Our Take at the closing of this show. They should be kicking off any second. For Mike, for Tasha, we'll see you in a couple of weeks. Mike, enjoy your downtime. I'm about to enjoy my vacation. Peace.
See y'all later.
Check on your boy, Mike.